What's up, guys? It's Richie Rich back yet. Oh, I'm live. Just checking on my phone. I'm live. I can see myself. Is that the richest? Is that the richest man on earth? Says RichManZ is live. Yes, baby, we are live in Manhattan. No, I'm sorry. We are live in Brush-Up. No, I'm sorry. We are live. No, we are just live. You know what I mean? I'm live. You're live. The team is live. Britney Spears is live. Idris Elba is live. The Pope is live. But what am I talking about? I know you're waiting for the most tremendous line in all of YouTube history, and it's this. What's up, guys? It's Richie Rich back yet. Oh, that sounded so good. I'm gonna have to say it one more time. What's up, guys? It's Richie Rich back yet again. And in this video, I'm actually gonna be just similar to I did my kind of live stream. My live stream. I don't have any lines, but I'm talking about a live stream because we're live. You know, as I was doing my like live stream last time, that was just like thoughts that were just going in the rich man's head. I'm actually gonna just here just kind of just freestyle, spit. No. I'm just gonna spit. Because I actually sometimes prefer doing videos like this. Because sometimes going through, excuse me, the whole kind of editing process. Of like uh, you know putting like the extracting like audio, extracting video, it can just be kind of the worst thing to do sometimes. So it is kind of cool just to come on here. I ain't gonna worry about certain cues, I ain't gonna worry about the duration of this. I can just like speak to you, just speak to you, the viewers, as normal as I can. So in this stream, this is a kind of like, as I was talking in the last stream about like the halfway point, what I mean, of like, businesses are starting to reopen, cases have in some places started to drop, things are in some fact, some areas like places are returning back to normal, which is all good and that, why I even like did that stream, because since I've come back to United Kingdom, I've had a lot of stuff that has been in me in the inside, and I wanted to get it out. The reason I didn't kind of, erupt like a volcano, because I was just trying to keep my cool. Because who's cooler than Richie Rich? Please tell me, people. But like, the reason like I didn't do that, because it's like I had a game plan. You know what I mean? It's like I got, and wait for it, I got unfinished business that I need to attend to. So I was just keeping my cool. That's why I was doing a lot of those motivational videos, not just to, if anyone like, was able to kind of like pick themselves up from what kind of, like where they fell down, or what kind of like, God, abyss they fell into. If anyone was able to kind of rise up and like, change yourself, that's cool, But I was kind of doing that to also motivate me, because the worst thing is, especially when that quarantine hit us, being someone like me, who's an active person who loves to do YouTube videos, who loves to train, who loves to create content, and they're telling me just to stay inside, and just like, wait until they, it's safe to go back out. It really sucked. You know what I mean? So it was really cool just to kind of get that out. And I feel like this is another follow-up to that video. So, one of the things that was definitely affected, people with the quarantine, was getting with the teens. You know what it means? T-I-N-G. Yes, getting with, getting with women and that. And I'm gonna be straight up. I'm not gonna reveal all the rich man secrets. I'm still in search for the rich lady. You know what I mean? DM me, rich man that is, if you can. But like, like especially from coming back, I was in heaven just 3 months ago. I escaped, and now I gotta do that same thing again. But since I've come here back here, it's been very difficult on the kind of like you know uh dating side, because the funny thing is, like with me, And all right, this is gonna be like, I'm just gonna be 100 with like my kind of thing. There's been like a lot of and like people know me, like really, really know me close, they know this about me. Like there's been a lot of relationships and a lot of girls that I've actually not been able to kind of move forward with because of my burning desire to kind of make it. My ambition has always outweighed the whole thing of like, dating and like being with like a woman long term. You get what I mean? Like I've always gone for the money instead of the honey. You know what I mean? And that has always been for the last, like, I'd say maybe like 5 years of stuff, it's been really difficult. You know what I mean? It's never been like because I was really, really shy, definitely, like when I was in secondary school, the way to even when I finished uni. Like if you put me in front of a girl, like I'd be like I'd freeze. You know what I mean? But like just like from again, it's when your experience starts to build, like working in so much places which require customer service, you see more people direct. So you just feel kind of more chilled out, more relaxed to kind of speak to like women, no matter how fine they are, if they're Beyonce standard, if they're Rita Ora standard, you just feel way more comfortable. So naturally, as like time got on, I started to put more size on. I started to be more like even the way I dressed, getting like fragrance, just started to take care of myself and started to groom myself. I just became way more confident, and that's when they came to me. You know what I mean? So the issue is, and this is what I'm gonna go to, and I just want to preface it as saying at the start, I ain't trying to make this like a racial thing or like, like picking out certain races. It doesn't mean that. This is legit from the eyes from the rich man. So as I mentioned, when I've been, out and about, because like I've just like kind of within like the work environment and like even all these places I've gone to just learn different skills. I've just met different people. I met so many different faces, within like these last like, years, what I mean? And it's been very difficult to always have kind of like a long-term kind of partner, because I personally believe I'm not settled, because I'm always aiming to go higher. I'm always aiming to go for the stars. I'm always aiming to try to be the best that I can possibly can be. And sometimes, and yes, sometimes you're not going to get women who want to kind of rise up with you. You get what I mean? They already want like the finished article. They don't want, oh, Richie trying to be the rich man. They want the rich man now. You get what I mean? So in some, and this is real talk. I've had some like girls that I should have already been like, wifed up or married with, and they just kind of didn't see your vision. Oh, why are you going to Canada? Why don't you just stay here? Oh, why are you like editing that video at 3 a.m. to put on YouTube? Oh, why are you going to the gym just before you go start your shift in a library? You know what I mean? They don't get it, and it's a very difficult thing with some of these girls who, especially now within the social media era where everyone has the options, some of these girls don't want to kind of weigh around. If they see this person's like not going to spend that much interest in them, they'll quickly go and walk to the next Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know what I mean? So I've had to suffer for that. Real talk. You know what I mean? I've had honestly, I've had like, if you want to rate them out of 10, I've had the 10s and I've had the 9s, like on the ground, ready to worship and do anything I've wanted. You know what I mean? And it's always been a case of I'll never be in the same area with them. Like I'll meet them. I need to even bring up something. Like I remember, so if you check my things, check my some of my videos out, I have and I still currently work as like a freelance model, and I've gone into like rooms, and sometimes I'll be the only, brother, the only black person in there, and I'm in there with a room of like maybe 4 or 5 like of the most beautiful girls you could ever see, and it's like you'll be doing photo shoots where you're you're the male model and they're the, you know, female, like the premier model. You know what I mean? So already, even when the cameraman is already about to, you know, say like, we're going to take these pictures and we want it like this and that, you've already got to have this rapport with the with your, like, you know, alternate with the female model and that. So there's so many times like within these like kind of model shoots, you know, I've gotten in contact with these like drop dead gorgeous women. And what always messed it up was like I was then like maybe 3 days after I was heading to Florida, or like 3 days after, or 2 weeks later, I was heading to Africa. And if you explain it to them, they're just not interested. They want the finished article now. You get what I mean? And that's why it's a very difficult thing for me. And I know there's people out there who currently go through this now, who have that kind of 10x. You know, I keep saying definitely get that book, that Grant Cardone book, 10x mindset. You know, it's the whole thing of like, you know, turning like chicken chicken shit to, you know, chicken salad. You know, some like having nothing and doing whatever you can to hustle to make something grand. You get what I mean? And I've always been 100% no money back guarantee, a hustler, you know. So I've always had to kind of put those you know, those kind of relationships with those drop dead gorgeous. And there's been times I'll look back even now, I'll be like, why didn't I take advantage of this girl? You know what I mean? Not like in a Harvey Weinstein kind of way, but like you had them legit at your feet at the doorstep, and then like nothing happened because you had interest elsewhere. You know what I mean? Which were definitely in line, in kind of tune up with what you were doing. You know what I mean? But it's like there were so many times, and this is where the sacrifice aspect comes of being an entrepreneur. You know, this life is not for everybody. You get what I mean? Like I said, you know, if you want that kind of regular life, don't touch what I'm trying to do and other people are trying to do. You know, sacrificing, you know, the quote unquote, you know, the regular kind of job, the regular family, the regular woman. You know, if you want that life, go that, but F normal, you know what I mean? I'm trying to go for the big leagues, but this is what it really leads to, you know. So, you know, I don't even encourage this, you know, I never use it, you know, I just like, I said, let me give it a go one time, you know what I mean? I have had it before, but then I always deleted it because it's like I've never really had an issue with speaking to, especially women I like. If it's women I don't like, I don't even entertain it. But it's like if it's women I like, I've never had a problem because, you know, I mean, I've been in customer service for years. You know, I worked as a personal trainer. And, you know, as I said, I've been in the model and kind of entertainment industry, so I'm always used to kind of seeing very different and diverse kind of people. So, you know, using like an app, this is what I'm saying, using like, you know, dating apps or that on the phones, you know, it's not really for me. You get what I mean? It's not like my forte, you understand? Like I'll do it as a joke, but you know, I don't really take it seriously. You get what I mean? So like what happened is since like the quarantine, you know, was inactive, since I came back here, you know, I went on like these dating apps, you know what I mean? And what would happen was you know, you would I would see like, you know, okay, so like you'd have the app, you put your details, you put like all the things that you can get someone like, you know, relatively interested, you know. And what it was very just kind of weird because and this is just like from my kind of from what I've been brought up and like you know, my history like with girls and that, like I've always been someone who's I've had, like I said, I've been someone who's mainly into like black girls. Like that's like what I'm in. That's what the way I've been raised. That's why I've been surrounded, you know. You know, our first kiss was with a black girl. I lost my virginity to a black girl. You know what I mean? So, you know, like my first crush was with a black girl. I hope to marry a black woman. So that's what I've always been into. It's mainly been black women. You know, I've had like some, you know, I even my first love was with a black woman, you know. So I've had like some issues with like, you know, black women. I'm like, you know, F them, but that's my main thing. So this is where it goes onto Tinder. So when I jumped onto Tinder and, you know, we're on this side of the world, you know, I put my details in, you know, and it's like I started swiping. I'm telling you, all the matches that I got, none of them were black girls. You know, there was like I think because I was just at one time I was just swipe, 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 right, 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 right. You know, none of them were sisters. You know, I think the first time I actually went on it, I had like 6 matches, all white girls. Romanian, Spanish, Lithuanian, Italian, and Norwegian. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, this is all cool. You know, some of them were pretty, but these are all, you know, just white girls. You know what I mean? And it was funny because I started to think in my mind, like, you know, it's when I really started to understand how, like, you know, guys like me, you know, look, you know, got the skin color, look like me. We're such like the so much. I saw like how we're really the minority. You feel me? You know what I mean? Because you know, and this, I could even go into this, you know, like with like how interracial relationships are so the dominant now of like the black man and white woman. Because look, just check it. Like I don't even use dating apps like on the for real. I'm not that kind of person. But like I went on there and all the matches I got were just white girls. You know what I mean? I talked to some, but it's like it wasn't like not even in the kind of a racial thing because I have had, you know, white girls back before, you know, but it's like I've had way more black girls, you know, so it's not, I'm not even saying it's even out. That's just my preference, you know, but it's like you can kind of just be kind of like coasted into that of like, you know, what you kind of want is you want that kind of nice black girl with that nice chocolate skin, nice hair, you know, well, you can say thing, but you know, that nice relaxed hair, you know, beautiful. They're like the Naomi Campbell or like the what's it, like a Sally Richardson, or for this generation, who could be a good one? That girl from Empire, I think her name's Serena. Yeah, the fine one who's with Kim. You know, for some like black guys now, and this is just real talk. You know, I feel like the options to like sometimes get black girls are very very limited. You know what I mean? Because you go on these apps, especially in this side of the world, like here, USA. Even when I was back in Canada, majority of the times it's like you're gonna just come in contact with like, you know, white girls. You get what I mean? And then it's just up to you because like you know, I'm not saying like, you know, and this is again, this is like I said, I'm not coming across like as racial. I believe anyone should love anyone they're into, you know, but there's some there's some kind of things like situations like I feel like some black guys are kind of forced because there are some guys like I said like I'm you know, in my late 20s now, and I know in some for some guys it's already thinking of like marriage, you know, thing, and some people it's a very like kind of like I'm at this certain age, I should already be married, I should have my house, I should have my car, should have my like 401k plan, you know, all those certain things you're supposed to have at a certain age, you need to have it. You know what I mean? So sometimes the woman, like say if you like me, you know, I'm honestly waiting for that, like, you know, drop dead gorgeous black woman. I had one before and it just didn't work out, but like I'm waiting for that. But the other 4 other black guys like me, they probably don't have that kind of patience, and they're just straight like, you know, well, if I can't find Shaniqua, you know what I mean? I'm not playing. If I can't find Shaniqua, I might as well just jump on Rebecca. You know what I mean? Like, let me not be so like you know, because you can even see the way it is this year, you know, you can't really waste time for no one. You feel me? Like if like none of these like and I do get it from that side, you know, if none of these black girls are, you know what I mean, and you know, it's not that if you can't really get these black girls, like should you just jump onto the white women, you know what I mean? Like, is that the right option? You know, that's why, you know, for me, it's kind of like, I honestly, because I'm a guy who believes in like discipline and believes in patience, I believe like if you kind of wait out, the right person will come naturally, you know, but again, not everyone's the rich man, you know what I mean? Everyone has like kind of different kind of ways they kind of view the world. So I can't be like, no, you know, you need to kind of honor your tradition, you know, honor your like family, you know, stay within, you know, it's just very different for anybody. But like I just say like it's very difficult when, you know, some people kind of judge it like because like, you know, I mean it's especially like these last 2 years, man, the amount of interracial relationships I've seen, and it's mainly just black man and white woman, which is not a problem. It's just that it's such I remember back in the days when I was in secondary school, or I was in college, it was nowhere near as much as it is now. You get what I mean? Like it's just the amount you see. It's just and I do feel as well. This could be even another video. It very is pushed by the media. The whole kind of like mixed race moving into the new millennium. You get what I mean? Like when you see like I'm not definitely a fan of like the Kardashians, the way they kind of exploit black men. What I mean? That's what you kind of need for success. What I mean? So it's kind of rigged. What I mean? And I'm being real. It's kind of rigged for like kind of especially like the young black guys to kind of you can still make it, but it's like you have to sacrifice. Because take it from me, like I could have already had the perfect black wife. You get what I mean? I could have already had that time. Man, I could have had that like 8 years ago, 4 years ago. I could have already had that, But as I said before, my kind of style of like hustling, the entrepreneurship, trying to make something to get out of the regular 9 to 5 and living by paycheck, that's what always kind of messed that, because they wanted stuff now. They wanted the house, they wanted the marriage ring, what I mean? They wanted all of this, so they didn't have the patience as I did, what I mean? So, but like I said, for some other, like I said, brothers, they can sometimes kind of get trapped of like they may obviously want a black woman, but like just because it was crazy, like that happened multiple times when I was on Tinder, kept swiping all white girls. I swiped, there was black girls on there, I swiped them, but it was just only white girls that matched, what I mean? And that's like, what I mean? Because I like how the human species, and that I like how there's I'm a very diverse person, what I mean? Like the Rich team is the most diverse team. I can't stress this enough. I love when it's diverse, so I love when there's more culture. I love when there's an Asian person, there's an Asian person, there's a black person, there's a white person, there's a Chinese person, there's an Indian person. What I mean? I love when there's different cultures, but I kind of hate when it's like the way kind of things are going is this kind of agenda just to be like, okay, it's now just got to be mixed race, what I mean? And and I know, and I'm gonna be real, some of it, like I said, is just fetishes, what I mean? The whole characteristics of the black guys, like the music, the style, the swag, the certain physical so physical, like like structure, characteristics, whatever you want to call it. Some of them are just fetishes, what I mean? And it's just when you see that kind of dominant, because like when I was watching like Will Smith, and Denzel Washington, when I was like when watching them in their movies and films, I always loved the idea that like when you saw them in films and movies, they always carried the point like it's Will Smith, but they would cast like a black woman to play alongside. Like I said, if you see Will Smith in like Bad Boys 2, you had Will Smith playing the lead, and then Gabrielle Union playing the love interest. You get what I mean? Or Denzel in Malcolm X, he's the Malcolm X, and Angela Bassett's playing Betty Shabazz. You know what I mean? So I feel like when you see more of that, it comes off as equal. Where I feel as like the way it's pushed now, and especially as well when you're seeing stuff like go back to the Black Lives Matter and that, you're not getting white people or Asian people fall into that kind of cruelty. It's just us. So when you go into these kind of relationships, you always thinking, are you really equal? Really, just look in the mirror. If you got like your white woman now, ask yourself this: are you really equal? Because I always feel it's here. You're the brother. The white person isn't gonna worry about like being stopped by the police. Getting pulled over, being said like, oh, which has happened to me. So many times I've just walked into walk into like a supermarket just to get my own groceries, and the security guard starts moving to each aisle to see like if what I mean. And it's like I already got my wallet before I came into the store. You get what I mean? So it's just that stereotype. But yeah, that's just a thing, because I just don't want this world to become like I'm someone who loves and I prefer everyone just to kind of be themselves and not just going on what's hip, like, oh, dating black guys and having mixed race babies. That's the thing. So I need to jump on. I hate that. You know what I mean? Because people are like not really being themselves. It should be like, okay, if you really like the person, not just like I want a black guy or vice versa. Because, I know some white guys, do that. They call it swirling, like they want black women, but it isn't as much. And I've seen this being in Canada, being in Florida, being here. It's majority of the times it's black man, white woman. I just hate the fact we sometimes it's just so fetishized, because I feel like those 6 white girls I matched with Tinder, if I were to meet them up, sometimes are they actually liking you for you? Are they liking it for Richie Rich? Or it's just like, what I mean? Because I've like I said, I've been around, like I said, I've been with black girls, I've been with white girls, I've even been with Asian girls, what it is the black girls I was with, it's like I could show them if I told them, okay, like what's house party, they straight up tell me, oh, it's Kid and Play, Tisha Campbell, AJ Johnson, it's a rap, New Jack Swing comedy movie. You get what I mean? A white girl, if I say like, okay, to a white girl, some may know it, they may have just their Google, just checking on their phone and there, but again, that's where like the culture, what I mean? Because and it's just a thing, because like I said, in no other races, you don't see too many where I am, like you have like the Pakistans, you have the Indians, you have even the Chinese people. You don't really see too many of them kind of dating outside. Very, very rarely you see like a Chinese man with like a black woman. You'll see like a Pakistan woman or man with like a black. It's very, very rare, and I feel like those kind of races are just way more protected with the culture. But with blacks and white, I don't know if it's yin and yang. It's such a thing that it's just a mixture, you know what I mean? And it's like I just don't want it to be like the dominant, you know what I mean? And maybe it could just be me. Maybe I'm just seeing more or like overblowing it, you know what I mean? Because it's like I see it way more, but it's like maybe it's like I haven't gone to the other sides of the world, you know what I mean, like Australia or even Asia. So, who am I to say? But from what I've seen, I don't want it to kind of be like, oh, that's like the new standard of like where human evolution should be going, But if anyone's got any like, their kind of stories, because again, I said I'm not trying to be racial, and this is just one more I'm seeing, but how this kind of agenda of like interracial relationships, more specifically black man, white woman, is just being pushed in today's like culture, man. It's crazy. You get what I mean? But that's all I wanted to kind of talk to there about that. Again, I'm just going to keep it under 30 minutes. I still think there's hope, for brothers like me. And honestly, and real talk, to brothers, kind of out there, don't sell for less, man. Like the stereotype for black guys is always a negative one. And I feel like if you're following it, you're just making it for bad for guys like me and ones who are articulate, are driven, who can make it the right way, not like trying to fast track. It's like effing it up for like us lot. So sometimes it is kind of cool just to kind of avoid the trappings, and in particular trapping is, the typical version of just the the fetishize of the black man and the white woman, and then again, please if you can check my Jungle Fever review that I did a couple years ago. I also talk about this topic as well, so yeah. But yeah, guys, if you like this stream, guys and girls like this stream and that, please like, message me on my social media, what I mean, to talk, like, tell me like any experience you've had, like, dating, or like, did you kind of agree with what I'm saying? Like, because as I said, like, I feel like I'm one of those black guys that's holding for that, that kind of Beyonce, you get what I mean? Like the Naomi Campbell. That's what I'm about. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to settle for less just because it's been paraded around, social media. Like, yeah, this is how it is. So just let me know if you agree with me. Stay safe, keep on striving for your goals, and stay tuned for upcoming stream, which guess what, which will be coming very, very soon. But until that magical day arrives, it's peace to